All right, ladies, let's get started. So, hello and welcome, everyone. My name is Megan Ellsworth here at MetalCoffeeShop.com, and this is a Metal Talk, a monthly webinar series that we host here on Metal Coffee Shop. And today I'm joined by the Malco Group. Amazing Breanna and Meredith. Amazing people are going to be chatting with us about tool innovations, tool organization, and a lot of great new stuff that they have coming out from the Malco Group. So, hello, ladies.
Hi.
Hello.
Huge shout out to the Malco Group for sponsoring today's Metal Talk and chatting with me. So I appreciate your time and wisdom. Breanna, can you please introduce yourself first?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks for having us on. We're excited about this conversation. I'm Breanna Welke. I am the VP of Strategic Communications and Marketing at the Malco Group, where I really lead and drive all of our brand and communication efforts across our portfolio of building construction brands and brands that serve the HVAC trades, including Veto Pro Pac.
Amazing.
Um, A little about my background, I've spent more than 20 years in marketing and communications, and I'm really focused on brand building and messaging and storytelling and helping companies really get their message out and talk to their audiences about what they're doing in a way
Yeah.
that resonates and showcases that to their end users or their customers. And while I started working, early in my career in the B2C space, primarily in the food and beverage category, I
Okay.
found over the years that the work that I became most passionate about and excited about really was working in that manufacturing space, and especially with manufacturers that were creating products and solutions that serve the trades. I think that there's just something really authentic and exciting about the trades and the manufacturing space with
Yeah.
so many great stories to tell about the work that's being done, and the connection that between the products that we make at the Malco Group and how it actually helps people do their job better. And getting to tell that story as our business continues to grow is something I'm really excited about, and really excited to talk to you all about more today.
Yeah, amazing. Well, thanks for being here. I'm really
Yeah.
excited to pick your brain throughout today's hour. And next, I'd love it if Meredith could introduce yourself, please, and tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I'm Meredith Giesting. I head up the design and development at Veto Pro Pac.
Awesome.
I've been with Veto for about 3 years. My background is in industrial design or product design, it's sometimes
Cool.
called product design and development. And I've been designing products for the past 15 years for all kinds of different industries, from sports gear with brands like Adidas to luggage
Wow.
with Samsonite and lots of different kind of everything in between. So yeah, I'm just so happy to be here. Vito is a really unique animal, and I'm excited to kind of tell you how we work and how we're integrating with the Malco Group. And yeah, thanks for having me.
That's really cool. I have kind of a quick question. Since you didn't start in the trades, are you going to stay in the trades now?
Oh my gosh. Veto Pro Pack is the projects that we work on have been the most exciting,
That's awesome.
um, innovative, challenging, most people focused things I've ever worked on. So I can't see myself leaving. I feel like we're designing backpacks for Adidas is cool, but you're not necessarily making people's lives better. And I feel
Right.
like designing for the trade, you're actually improving people's day-to-day life.
Yeah.
So it's pretty rewarding.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay. I just had to ask, had to get that in there. Okay, so I'd love to start out with you, Brianna. Just tell us, what is the Malco Group and where does Veto Pro Pac fit in? I know there's a new merge here happening.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Well, the Melco Group was created in 2024
Okay.
after a company out of the UK, Aspen Pump Groups, acquired Melco Tools.
Okay.
And with that acquisition, they established Melco as their headquarters in the Americas. And with that, we brought together nine really industry leading brands under one portfolio or platform, all designed really to better serve the trades. So,
Awesome.
So the Malco Group is primarily focused in the HVAC, refrigeration, and building construction industry. And our goal really with having all of these brands and products and this portfolio of solutions is really just what Meredith said is to make the trade pro life easier, to simplify what they do every day and just make getting the job done easier, more efficient, safer, and and using our products and our solutions to do that. So as we evolve into the Melco Group and add more great brands like Veto to the mix, it's really about moving beyond just thinking about individual products or individual brands, but really a focus on that complete job site solution.
Got it.
So that means thinking about, the full workflow or the full day of a trade pro, everything from that they might be doing from install to service to maintenance, and everything in between. We know they're very busy and wear lots of different hats. So
Yeah.
how can we as a company and with our products and solutions help remove any of that friction or make what they do more efficient on the job site? And that really is our goal. Um, so with our portfolio, we like to say that we offer everything that a trade pro might need to fill the back of their van, and that comes in, different categories of solutions from tools, kind of our namesake with Melco Tools, refrigeration, condensate management, chemicals, and then worksite solutions, which is where Veto Pro Pac fits in. So that solution mindset and that strategy around providing everything you really need to get the job done really efficiently is where Veto made such perfect sense joining our portfolio, because it rounds out that kind of premium tool storage solution piece of our business and helps us deliver that making the life easier kind of goal to our customers even better.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, that is really exciting. And I didn't realize it was so recent, 2024. So that is amazing. And to see just, like you said, serving so many different trade professionals, it's not just one niche, it's so many trade pros is really exciting, especially, with other I think so many companies are really diversifying their offerings right now. So having
Mhm.
one company that they can, get their solutions from is really pivotal right now.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's a lot of what we're setting out to do is we want everything to be easy on the job site. So that comes down to having one partner that you can get everything that you need from without
Yep.
having to go to, 9 individual brands or companies to place orders for things. Instead, you can come to one and we're going to make it easy for you. We're going to, hopefully decrease the amount of time it takes for you to do that piece of your business so you can get back out in the field and get back to work. So that's a part of the puzzle and the piece of what we're doing as well for the trade pro.
Absolutely. Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about Veto Pro Pack and, why it's such a strong addition to the group?
Sure. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned before, looking at providing solutions to fill the back of the trade pro van,
Yeah.
obviously Vito fits very nice in rounding out that tool site, the tool storage and solutions piece of the business. But I think there's such a good fit for the Malco Group for a lot of other reasons too, because they really have built a good reputation, a strong reputation for being a premium leader in the tool storage space among
Yeah.
trade professionals. Um, their bags are really the highest quality. They were designed with the trade pro in mind, and Vito continues to have that mindset of that commitment to like job site innovation. That's really drives everything that they do at Vito, and it's what makes them a leader in the tool storage space.
Yeah.
And that really is in alignment with all of our brands at the Malco Group. It's what we look for. And that's one thing that I think that makes the Malco Group really unique is that for a good majority of our brands, Melco Tools, Aspen Pumps, and especially Veto Pro Pac, is they were all created by real working tradesmen in the field who were on a job site and they saw a problem or they saw an inefficiency and they decided to fix them. And that
Yeah.
created these great companies and brands that we have today. So, for example, Melco Tools was created in 1950 by Mark Keemer, who was a steel supply salesman, and he would get out into the field all the time, and he would see HVAC pros struggling with new ductwork installs. And so he said, hey, I can fix this. And he invented a pipe crimper, or excuse me, a metal crimper, which was the start of Malco tools and one of the products we still carry today.
Oh, wow.
Veto Pro Pac has that same great story behind it. Veto's founder, Roger Berard, who was just featured on a recent MetalTalk podcast,
Yes.
I might mention. He has a great story where he shares about, he worked as a contractor in the field, and after years of frustration with what he calls like this constant dig and dump, looking for his tools, and just
Yeah.
how inefficient that was. Um, Really led to the creation of almost a new kind of tool storage. There's vertical tool storage concept, which is what Veto Pro Pac is. And he created a kind of a new niche within the industry and created the great brand of Veto that we know today. So it's just a really good story. And I highly recommend, if you haven't listened to it, to go give it a listen, because he has such an interesting background, and the evolution of how Veto came to be is just a really great story that's worth hearing. So,
Yeah.
yeah, and I would say that that's a similar mentality or mindset that's found in a lot of our other brands at Melco as well. And I think it's at the core of what still drives our business today, and why brands like Veto Pro Pac are such a good fit for the Melco Group, because it's how we approach new product development. It's how we
Yep.
approach product innovation. It's how we look at other brands who maybe we want to add to our portfolio. Are they truly focused on making the life of a trade pro easier in everything that they do? And if they are, then that's a great fit for us. And I
Yeah.
think Veto is just a shining example of that philosophy.
Yeah. I mean, Meredith, I see you nodding and agreeing, and it seems
Yes.
like a really fabulous place to work too. And just it's so cool to have that intent, that really positive intent behind a product. Anything to add on, you know, Veto Pro Pac joining the Malco Group and why it's such a great collaboration?
Yeah, I think that like shared origin story is a huge
Yeah.
part of it. And yeah, encourage folks to listen to the podcast because Roger is a real character that has great stories. And we always, on the design team, we always think like, what would Roger do?
Love it.
And in an extension of that, like, we're focusing on tradespeople. That's why we do what we do. So, um, yeah, I think that's why it just makes a great partnership.
That's really cool. Yeah, Karen Edwards was the host of that Metalcast podcast, and I heard nothing but rave reviews from when she was done recording with Roger. So, everyone, that will be on the Malco Group directory on MetalCoffeeShop.com. You can go listen to it whenever you like. Okay, so we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but how does this new partnership benefit contractors? What exactly, are they going to be seeing from the Malco Group?
Sure. Yeah. Well, as I mentioned before, it's that whole, one partner to get you what
Yep.
you need to make the job easier. So when you look at getting your tools and your storage kind of solutions from one partner who thinks about it as an ecosystem, I think there's a lot of benefits for the contractor there, because when we're designing products or we're thinking about offerings to bring to the market, we're not just thinking, again, just about tools or just about tool storage, but it's about how they can work together and be more efficient and help them get the job done better. So,
Yeah.
from the tools you use to like how you store them, how you carry them, protecting them is a huge thing we look at. These tools are people's livelihoods, and they invest, a lot of their money and their resources into them. So protecting them is very important on the job site. So how can we look at that, what we're doing from that perspective of providing a well-rounded package or ecosystem to our contractors and our end users? So as we're kind of evolving as the Melco Group, we're looking at a lot of different ways that we can work together. And there's a lot of exciting things in the works that are to come. But it is, again, seeing how these leading brands, how we can provide those solutions for the contractors.
Yeah.
Um, And like I mentioned earlier too, from the business perspective, it's, we're making it easier to do business with us too. We're simplifying how you purchase things. Instead of going to the multiple vendors to get what you need, you really have access to a wide range of solutions from one partner that has a strong reputation in the trades in the field. So that makes your ordering more streamlined. You have more consistent support if you need it from our customer support teams. And it's just an overall more positive experience, I think, for the contractor when shopping for what they need on the job site.
Yeah. I love that. And again, it's just so great to have a company that's designing things specifically for you, right? And I mean, my husband's a plumber, and so his tools are everywhere all the time, all over our house. And I'm thinking about getting him one of these because it's just so important for safety, or I mean, job site
Mhm.
efficiency.
Mhm.
And again, like you said, Brianna, to have that partner in in your everyday is so important as well. So, um, to move on, what are some of the problems that the Veto Pro Pac bag solves on the job site?
Yeah, so as we've mentioned, well, we're going to say efficiency a lot here,
Yeah.
I think, today.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, as we mentioned, you got to listen to the podcast and hear Roger's origin story because
Yeah.
he was a carpenter who wasn't happy with what tool bags were out on the market when he was working. And he was constantly just losing time digging for tools, spending too much time heading back to the work van and digging for tools. So he just couldn't find what he needed quick enough to really make sure that his job was efficient. So he created products that really were solving these major issues. And the major issues are starting with tool storage organization. So making sure that every tool has that specific place that it almost becomes like muscle memory when you go to grab
Perfect.
that pair of snips or whatever that you need, you know just where to go. So you're just becoming more efficient. You're not digging around. You're not running back to the truck. You're optimizing your time at every job. And it also helps like trades pros share tools a lot, or you misplace something, you set it down, you leave it at home. And if you always have that organized spot for that tool to live, you'll notice when it's missing, you'll
Yep.
remember that you've lent it out or that you left it on the counter or whatever happened. So yeah, just really kind of trying to optimize that tool storage.
So
And
true.
and that's also faster tool access. So if you know where it is, you're just quicker in getting it.
Yeah.
And then really the biggest one I'd say, or equally, is the durability and the protection. Um, we're building bags that are super durable with really well thought out features to make sure that your tools are really protected. Um, so almost all of our bags have an injection molded base. So that's that hard plastic base on the bottom of the bag.
Awesome.
That gives that sturdy foot for the bag to sit on. You can set it in a mud puddle and your tools aren't going to get wet or dirty. So they're going to stay nice and clean and dry. And also, many of our bags, you can see in the image there that they have this rigid center panel that is anchored to that base. So that's providing that vertical storage. So Veto meaning vertical, the VE is vertical. So that's creating that anchored storage solution to provide the right amount of support to organize all your tools.
That's fabulous. And it's really cool too just how many tools can fit in the bags. And I have my second screen with the PowerPoint up here, so I'm looking at the bag, and it's just like so awesome. I think too, I mean, for metal contractors specifically, they have quite a bit, they have a lot of tools, different snips in all different sizes. And I mean, a lot of stuff that is kind of hard to transport too.
Mhm.
And I think a bag like this makes it easy to, and you can have multiple bags, right? And just makes it easy. So, is there, and it, I love what you mentioned. It helps people stay accountable on where they've lent out their tools or left their tools, because that's so common. I mean, so many people, put their initials on their tools and then at the end of the day forget that they lent it out, but and then the other person doesn't know all that stuff. So that's a really great
Yep.
point that you brought up. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so how do Vito and Malco share a similar design philosophy? And have you been testing, the Malco tools going into the Veto Pro Packs as well? And tell me a little bit about that, Meredith.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think what's really great between Vito and Malco is that we share that same goal of building products that are rugged,
Yep.
dependable, and really the main thing I think that sets us apart is our focus on trade professionals. We both really make sure that we're listening to the people that are actually out in the field doing the work. So at Veto Pro Pac, almost every prototype that we make, we're getting in the hands of a trade pro to test it
Awesome.
out. How else could we figure out if the pockets are going to work if it's not in the hands of someone that actually wants it and wants to
Yep.
use it? Um, and I think, yeah, like if we're designing specific product for, say, an HVAC specific bag, we make sure that it's in the hands of a HVAC tech immediately. As soon as we receive the prototype, we review it, and then we get it in the hands of a tester. So
Brilliant.
and same thing, like if we're making an electrician specific product, we're speaking directly to electricians and seeing what their pain points are with their current bag solution. And we want to know what we can do to kind of make their life easier. So I think that's just that shared philosophy for the way we develop product and the way Malco tools are developed and how those two things can work together is really important.
Yeah. I think also right now safety is a big top of mind, and also budgets are very top of mind. And I think in this case they go hand in hand because you don't want any mistakes or happenings going on the job site that are jeopardizing any of your crew members when it comes to tools being left on the ground, on a ladder, or what have you.
Mhm.
And so sometimes, it might be daunting to buy, tool organization solutions like this for all of your crew members, but at the end of the day, it'll be saving you money. And I just love that you are actively field testing all of the products. Can you tell me, like, how many different trades do you design bags for?
Yeah, so many. We have specific products for HVAC, electricians, plumbers. We have, yeah, all kinds of different product. We had a
Nice.
series of bags that were built with firefighters. We had firemen testing
Oh,
them out. So we've done lots of different specific product. Rigger, I think Roger speaks about it in the podcast that a rigger's bag that he worked with, people that rig the sails on sailboats, and it's just a yeah, really specific product. But we also have product that maybe has a little bit less of a specific use case that but is still thoughtfully designed to
yeah.
adapt to different needs. So yeah, we have a huge roster of trades pros that we can connect with, and that's also one of the great things of being part of the Malco group is that roster just got a lot bigger because we can rely on each other to talk to the right people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so I'd love to talk about, product longevity and performance and making your tools last as long as possible. How important is durability in, a pack like the Veto Pro Pack in extreme weather conditions? Because we're seeing, hotter temperatures, colder temperatures, more snow, more rain, less rain, drought, all sorts
Sure.
of extremes. Can you kind of talk to that a little bit, Meredith?
Yeah, absolutely. This is something we really pride ourselves on, is the longevity of our products. Um, we all of our bags have a 5-year warranty, but they'll often last the folks' full careers. Hopefully there you don't have to do too much extra care or put too much extra effort in to really make the bag last because we're really building them from the ground up to be rugged and durable. And some of the ways we're doing that is we do extensive testing at the factory level. So before the bags are even going into mass production, we ensure that all the materials and hardware and all the elements of the bags can really withstand real world, real use. So not only are we testing it with trade pros, but we're also doing really quantifiable testing, load testing, things like that on the factory level to make sure that all the materials that we're choosing are up to par for what we need them to do.
Awesome.
Also, yeah, I think one of the benefits too of this kind of rugged, long-lasting bag is that it gives a really professional look. So if you show up to a job site and you just have all of your tools thrown in an old bucket or in a bag that is not
Classic.
looking as tidy as it once did, it doesn't give the same kind of perception that if you show up with something that is really organized and it gives you the look that you know what you're doing. You're the right person for the job.
Yeah.
So yeah, we really pride ourselves in making sure that the bags can stand up to that real world use.
Yeah. Amazing. So we actually have a question. We had a couple questions on where to buy the bags. So I put the link to the Veto Pro Pac directory on MetalCoffeeShop.com in the chat, so you can go there and find the link to buy and check
Hmm.
out their website. But really quick, Meredith, what is the Veto Pro Pac website?
Yep, vetopropac.com.
Oh, easy.
Easy, easy. Yep. PAC,
Got it.
PROPAC. Yep. So, um, yeah, everything's online. We have tons of different products. But if you like to kind of look and feel and touch and pick it up and test your tools in it, we have lots of distributors as well if you want to see it in person.
Okay, perfect. And then we actually got another question here from a Q&A asker, and it is, um, can you make, can you customize your bags to kind of fit more sheet metal and roofing pros?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, we're constantly listening to feedback. We have surveys monthly, and our customer service is amazing at passing on suggestions. So, any specific suggestions, we love. We love specifics. Like if you have a tool that you're like, hey, this pocket just isn't quite big enough. We love those kind of specific suggestions. So,
Okay, cool.
you're more than welcome to reach out to our customer service. I'll see that within probably a day or two of it going to our customer service.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, also customization wise, a lot of folks like to kind of add their company's logo and things like that. We also have that kind of service as well. So not only
Awesome.
making sure that your tools, it's perfect for your job and making you efficient, but also kind of having that full brand story for whatever your company name. We can do that kind of thing as well.
That is huge. And Brianna, I'd love for you to touch on that a little bit as our resident marketing guru. I mean, what is the importance of having your crews out there in the field branded and representing your company like that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I think it touches back to what Meredith said about just the professionalism or
Exactly.
the pride that you take in your work. It's much more, I think, impressive and reassuring for your customers that you're working with to see a crew come in that has the right tools and the right gear and looks professional and looks like they know what they're doing and will be respectful of your space. And I think when you have not only a Veto Pro Pac, whether it has your company name on it or not, it shows that you care about your work, that you take pride in it,
Exactly.
and having that branding and that cohesive look from your company too, I think just takes it to another level of, that building that trust and that you do care about the job that you're doing when you show up on the job site for your customers.
Yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, well, Meredith, you have a new line coming out, the Evo line. Can
Evo,
you
yep, you
tell
got
us a
it.
little bit about it?
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh my gosh, we are so excited about our new Evo system. So this came out of literally hundreds of customer suggestions and years of design and development. And this is really in an effort to create the next evolution of Veto products. So that's where Evo comes from. It's
Got
our
it.
next evolution. So This system was designed to be a versatile attachment solution that really can adapt to the way you work. So the Evo system has both a clip component and a dock component, and those are designed to work together, but also to work independently. So they're designed to be fully functional when they're even separate from one another. The clip system has integral magnets, so you can attach a bag directly to the inside of the metal surface on your van or
Awesome.
onto your belt or in your pocket or onto the bag and onto a condenser or a metal surface. So it's really this kind of unique, innovative solution to carry what you need.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to describe without seeing it. So I think we have a video that helps explain.
Yes. Here we go. That is going to be amazing. When does this line come out, you said?
Yeah, so this is coming in May. Um,
Cool.
So yeah, we are so excited. So you saw in the video that was an example of a host bag, which the bags that have the dock system we're calling a host bag because it hosts the items with the clips.
Got it.
And so they can work, as I mentioned, kind of together or fully functional on their own. But it's really exciting because you can choose kind of your host bag based on what kind of tools, what size you need to carry, and then those removable side pouches with the clip you can really
So cool.
customize. So we have lots of different options so you can really fully customize how you want to set up your bag.
That's really cool. And you mentioned those side clips can also like go on a tool belt and move around with you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
cool.
definitely check out our website. There's lots of imagery on there as well. The clip is my favorite thing. I have several examples at my desk, and sometimes I'll just pick it up and clip it to different things and put it on metal surfaces because it's really it's a very cool technology. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so yeah, it has integral magnets, so it can attach kind of flat onto a surface and or also kind of bent over the top of surfaces. So it's
Got it.
really kind of adaptable and functional.
That's awesome. So,
Yeah.
Meredith,
I'll say those magnets are really strong too. We had them at AHR, and you can really load those up with a lot of tools and
wow.
stick them in a metal surface, and it's not going to move. It's going to be there. And again, that's about having your tools where you need them, when you need
Yep.
them, right at your fingertips, moving with you. So it is a really, really, really cool product that once you see it, I think it'll take off. It's very good. Yeah.
It's
I
a
love
big
it.
deal.
And Brianna, I'd love to ask like I mean, we just saw a little taste of the great innovation that's going to come out of this
Yeah.
integration and innovative partnership, but can you talk a little bit too about just the collaboration across brands? And Meredith, I'd love for you to jump into.
Yeah, yeah. So, one of the things that we're working on in the Malco Group too is we're looking at, more solutions to provide that are bundled from our different brands.
Yeah.
So, in addition to being able to order what you want, individually through the Malco Group, how do we offer kind of solutions or prepackaged, if you will, bundled solutions to our trade pros?
Yeah.
And one of the really cool things that we're working on, specifically with Veto, it's just such a natural fit with tools and bags, is some, we're calling them HVAC service kits, where they're the Veto Tech Packs, and we'll have three different levels of them that include variations of some of our best-selling or most needed tools right in them when you order. So we'll have an install kit, a service kit, and then what we're calling is like the ultimate HVAC kit. So again, when it's thinking about ease of doing business and getting what you need, is you can go to our website and choose one of those kits, and you get not only all the tools you need, but it comes in a Veto bag, which
Awesome.
is great. And that's for people, those are perfect for people just entering the trades who
Yeah.
maybe need to stock up on the tools that they need, to people working the trades that maybe want to get kits or systems for their crew, and all be in Veto bags. So we're doing things like that. And there's a lot of our other product lines too that we're working with the Veto team on, kind of these solutions of how can we have our products work within the Veto bags? What can we offer to contractors?
Yeah.
It's sort of a one-stop solution. So there's a lot of really exciting things in the works. And I think, over the next few years, you're going to see a lot of really cool innovation coming out from the Malco Group as a whole, especially with Veto on board in that tool storage space.
Yeah, it's so cool. And Meredith, I know you mentioned to me in our practice the infrared line. Can you tell us a little bit about that and like innovations coming out of there?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so wanted to kind of jump on what Breanna was saying too, is what's so great about this partnership is the shared resources. We have a much broader group that we can
Yeah.
rely on each other and kind of lean on each other's expertise. So that really is an exciting thing for us. And like I mentioned too, the roster of trade pros that we can also lean on to get more feedback is it has grown because we're doing this together.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the infrared line, yeah, this is something that we've come out with in the last year or so. And it's taking some of our best-selling products and adding a couple upgrades to it and doing it in a very cool red and black colorway. So many of our customers love red and black tools, so this pairs nicely with those products. And yeah, so those have been quite popular, and we're hoping to extend the infrared product line even more.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is just really exciting and like the slide says, a really innovative partnership and it's just so cool. I love that deal that you guys are running right now and people can find more info on that on your website, which is in the chat, and also the Veto Pro Pac and Malco Group directories on MetalCoffeeShop.com. And okay, so what should contractors look out for next, Breanna? What's coming from the Malco Group this year?
Yeah, so some of the new products that I mentioned earlier of these kind of bundled kits with the Veto
Yep.
bags and certain Melco tools, those will be coming out in the next month or so, this spring. So I think you can keep an eye out for that, and we're continuing to evolve that and add more to that as we go. But and then we also have some really great bags coming out that line with our refrigeration line of tools for those that work in that space. So as Meredith said, now that we have two teams working together that have these tools and these solutions in the bags, there's going to be a lot more of that innovation coming out as we look at making it easier for the trades to do business with us and to get the job done.
Yeah. I love it. Well, thank you both so much for chatting. I'd love to open it up for questions if anybody has one. Um, and I think I have one in the Q&A box. Okay, and this is I think to Meredith. What are some daily frustrations you see often that these packs solve?
Yeah, great question. So definitely the digging around for tools. That's kind of the main one. So just staying organized and making sure you know exactly where the tool is that you need for the job, you know where it is. So that's kind of the main one. Um, Just so we have tons of different product. If you look on our website, you'll see there's many variations and the names are confusing, but it will kind of find what's right for you. But we have lots of customers who say, "Hey, I have this bag. I really like it, but it's just a little bit too small for this new meter or this new whatever that I just started using." And we really have lots of variations of bags that are slightly bigger, that are slightly smaller, that are really designed for specific use cases.
Got it.
So I think really finding that right setup that works for individuals, because people work really differently.
Mhm.
And we try to provide solutions that are going to work for different ways that you work. So we also have a system we call V-swap, where some of our bags have panels that you can swap out. So
Oh,
say your preference is to have a meter pocket and a few hand tools. We have panels that have that kind of storage. But you like kind of the overall size and other features of a bag, you can swap panels to kind of better fit your needs. So with everyone kind of working in their own way, we try to make adaptable solutions that are going to fit a lot of people's needs by just the different ways that they can set up the bag.
love it. Love it. I don't see any more questions here in the chat, but if people have questions, you can go to the Veto Pro Pac directory on MetalCoffeeShop.com. There's a contact us area where you can get the information for the customer service line and ask any questions, and those will get to Meredith and Breanna. Ladies, thank you so much. This has been really informational, and I want a Veto Pro Pac now.
Well, thank you. I did want to say too, now's a great time if you're interested because we're doing our spring promotion. So at vetopropack.com, you'll see most of our bags qualify if you buy before the end of May. Most bags qualify to get one of two bags for free.
Oh,
So if you're on the fence, now is the time to check it out and buy something before the end of May because we have this great promotion. This is veto time. This is the spring promotion is the time to do it. So I definitely would check that out.
that's awesome. I love it. And I mean, it just really levels you up on the job site, truly,
Mhm.
and can provide better safety on the job site, organization, and because of organization, you have that safety element. And yeah, this has been fabulous. So thank you both. Thank you to the Malco Group for sponsoring today's Metal Talk. And thanks to everyone out there that tuned in. This will be up on metalcoffeeshop.com within 24 to 48 hours for you to watch again, send to your coworkers, send to your boss, and to watch it while you eat dinner. Who knows? Thanks again, ladies. This has been amazing.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Absolutely. And I'll see everyone next month on the next Metal Talk. Thanks all. Have a great Wednesday.
Thank you.
Bye.